Hi Don, how are you? John Faragelli here. I wanted to get this video out to you to continue our conversation based upon the dialogue we had yesterday and give you a plan and show you exactly what we're going to do here. I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible. You're probably watching this and wondering where is this all going to go. I'm thinking this video I'm going to show you, I'm going to lay out a plan. I'm going to show you where what we're going to do for you in terms of your website. I'm going to show you what your competitors are doing and so on and so forth. So I think the challenge with any situation where you were ranking high and now you're no longer ranking high is when this happens is you notice a spike in traffic, a spike in sales, and you're like, oh boy, now all of a sudden we're down and the competitors are stealing our thunder. And in this situation, what you really need to do is figure out what exactly are your competitors doing, and that's where we can come in and figure all that out. Now, I look at your website and I see a lot of potential because obviously, like you said, your sales really picked up. You had a huge January. You said you had a pretty good February, if I remember correctly, but things have just kind of gone downhill since then. Excuse me. So what you really need to do is get back up in that sweet spot, and I want to show you a few examples based upon your. For a second. Based upon the keywords that you sent me. I see here, okay, obviously you're in the AdWords, which is great. You want to be in AdWords, and you also obviously want to be in the organic section. But I look here and I see Rhinestone Jewelry. I see you above the fold, but it looks like rhinestonejewelry.com, which I mentioned in the email, is taking over that first spot. And that is probably a reason for the dip in traffic and sales. People are probably jumping to you first. I'm sorry, they're jumping to Rhinestone Jewelry first before they're jumping to you. And I'm not sure how this eBay situation got in here, but we can easily jump this and get you to the second spot, and the goal will obviously be to overthrow this and get you in this first spot here. So let's see here. I know Rhinestone Jewelry sets, and the rhinestonejewelry.com just is basically just taking up all the real estate right now. See you guys down here. Again, you're on the first page, but you need to overtake these guys here, which we can easily do. Well, I shouldn't really say easily do. We can do it. It's going to take time, especially if we do it the right way. But the reality here is that it needs to be done, and it needs to be done right. Now, let's go to, I want to show you a tool that we use. And this is a tool called iSpionage. And what it helps us do is it helps us reverse engineer what your competitors are doing. So right now, rhinestonejewelry.com is your biggest competitor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see what they're doing from a pay-per-click perspective and from an organic perspective. And this will help us determine what they're doing, how they're doing it, and when I say reverse engineer, that's basically just a fancy word for looking at what they're doing and seeing what we can take from them and apply it to your site. Now, I look at their ads here. Now, again, we did not discuss the AdWords situation, but I definitely think it's something that needs to be managed because it's difficult to manage, especially while you're running a business. So I think it would make sense for us to at least discuss managing the AdWords if you're going to stay on here, and I definitely think you should, because getting in the AdWords as well as the organic, if we can get you up in that top spot for your main keywords, and you're also in the AdWords, you're just going to completely kill it, and you're going to overtake the Rhinestone Jewelry. So what I see here is, they've got a bunch of ads. I mean, Rhinestone Jewelry is really blowing up pay-per-click right now. And they're also ranked for approximately 982 keywords. Now, again, this number is not completely accurate, and this number also doesn't count keywords that are past. I'm sorry, I believe it counts keywords that are up to like page 2, I think. So these are not all #1 spots. But as you can see, they've got a bunch of keywords here that they're just ranked #1 for. Jewelry rhinestone, rhinestone wholesale jewelry. That's a keyword that you want to take. Rhinestone jewelry spelled incorrectly. I'm sure plenty of people do that, but bottom line is, this is your competitor, and I'm looking at what they're doing, and based upon what I see here is, they've got a company working hardcore day and night for them, because that's how they're able to overtake this spot. And I mean, I look at their site, and their site is really, it's really nothing special. And we went over this site, and I got to tell you, it's kind of difficult to navigate. It's hard to see the lettering here. So if you can overtake these guys, it shouldn't be that much of a problem to convert these customers. So, but I think what we really need to do is concentrate on your site, and also what we discussed, and things that I see here is obviously, okay, we're going to clean up the title, the title tags. We're going to clean up the metas. We got we're going to clean up the headers. Some of the headers are going to be fine, but we have to look at all the main pages and check out the headers, check out the meta descriptions, the image tags, the meta titles, and see where exactly we can help bump you up. But I definitely think that what's really going to bump you up is the off-page backlinking, where we can hook you up to our private blog networks. They're all white hat. I think I discussed that with you before. And not only that, it's going to be more relevant links to your site. And if we continue to build these links on a monthly basis, that's going to bump you up and keep you there, because that's the whole goal. And the reason why you lost your rank is whether or not you did something incorrectly. You're just not backlinking enough. You're not continuously building your backlinks for each one of your pages. You're not deep linking to some of these pages, like the ponytail holders, the rhinestone chokers, all of these inner pages here. I'm just using this rhinestone choker for example. All of these pages need to be linked to as well from an offsite perspective, and that's what we can offer you. And what that's going to help you do is that's going to get you into that first spot. It's going to knock out the rhinestone. It's going to knock out the Rhinestone Jewelry Company, which this is really the company we got to worry about, and it's going to keep you there, and that's the ultimate goal. So I think here, there's really no website redesign that needs to be done, but we need to clean up. Probably need to clean up some of the content too. Again, that's going to, we're going to have to go page by page and clean up the content. Make sure that the content makes sense and we're not stuffing keywords here, which is very possible that you are, and that could also account for a potential drop. But like I said, the reality here is you're right on the cusp of getting back to where you need to be, and I'm thinking it's going to be a matter of making sure that the backlinking is there and is done on a consistent basis to keep you where you need to be. And of course, like I said, we're going to clean up the entire site. And one thing I did notice here is if I hover over here, I can see. Hold on for a second. Okay, if I hover over here, I can see the title tag. You don't want to really keep. I'm just going to give you a little bit of something that I've noticed here. You don't want to keep your company name at the end here. You can take that off. There's really no need for that to be there. People know where they are. That's really for Google, and you want to insert, you want to have keyword insertion there, but you don't want to have it too much. You don't want to be stuffing keywords in there. But let's say rhinestone chokers, wholesale rhinestone chokers, something like that. might be a good title tag. But the reality is that we're going to find where you're lacking in terms of on page. We're going to dump in all the backlinks that need to be in, and the way we do the backlinks, we always make sure to spread it out over the course of a month, so we're not dumping a million links all at once. We don't even. It's more about quality over quantity. And I think you had mentioned to me that you saw one of the websites had more backlinks than another one, and it's less about quantity and more about quality. So that's really about it. I showed you the tools that we're going to use to help you out. I showed you just a quick example of title tags that can be fixed, and really the backlinking, like I said, is going to be a huge part of it, as well as reverse engineering what your main competitor is doing. Because based on my initial analysis, it appears that that Rhinestone Jewelry is really just stealing all of the real estate right now, and we really need to jump them. So, for lack of a better word. So we'll talk soon, and I'll let you know about pricing. I'll let you know about time frame. I can give you a quick time frame here. It's basically going to be, I see within 3 to 4 months we can get you to where you need to be, because I think it's really going to be a matter of about a month to clean up the site, and we're going to be doing backlinking from the beginning, because everything is pretty much set up. In terms of the website, in terms of the homepage, the URLs, we would start backlinking right away while we're cleaning up the site. And I envision about 3 to 4 months to really see the results of moving your main keywords up, and then keeping you there. Once we get to past the 3 to 4 month range, and we get you to where you need to be, it's more of a steady state, and it's more about keeping you there rather than. It's more about keeping you where you need to be rather than getting you to where you need to be. So I will give you a call soon. I'm going to give you this video, and let me know if you have any questions.